Hi, I'm Mark Steber, Chief Tax Information Officer here at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service. Have you reached into your mailbox only to pull out an IRS notice or letter from the IRS? Every taxpayer, even me, instantly feels frantic, concerned, and confused. But where should you start? What should you do next, and what do you need to know? Today we'll cover the 4 immediate things you should know and possibly do if you get a letter or notice from the IRS. Step number 1, review the notice and verify that it's real. Unfortunately, tax fraud has only increased over the years. And while the IRS has many measures in place to combat tax fraud, including stopping fake IRS letter schemes, don't immediately assume that you can trust a letter or notice you receive reportedly from the IRS. To be clear, most are real. However, fraudsters are out there, and we've seen more than our share of fake letters and more times than you can imagine trying to steal your information. If you receive a letter that looks suspect, you can call the IRS at 800-829-1040 to verify the authenticity of the notice. Or another alternative, see your favorite tax pro. They can tell pretty quickly whether it's a real notice or a fake one. And if the notice came via email, it's probably a fake, because the IRS does not communicate with taxpayers by email or phone. Proceed extra cautiously if you ever receive an email or phone call from someone claiming to be the IRS. In summary, make sure your letter is real and not a scam for your tax information. Step number 2, locate your tax documents from the tax year in question. Hopefully you keep great tax records, because that'll make this step much easier. Once you've confirmed the notice is valid in step 1, you should gather all documents associated with the tax year in question. And if you did not keep great records, and that happens, there are other ways to get the information related to the tax return for a given year, such as from your tax pro if you used one, or your employer, or from a financial institution, or even directly from the IRS itself. Step number 3, determine if the notice is correct. This part might be a little trickier, but before you pay or panic, you need to make sure you agree with what the IRS is saying. If you used a tax professional to prepare your tax return, they may be able to help answer any questions or explain the issue to you. If you did the tax return yourself, it's a bit harder. Once you've determined that the notice is correct, partially correct, or totally incorrect, you'll proceed from there. But to be clear, don't take action until you agree that the notice is correct, and not all IRS notices are. Step 4, take action. The next action you take will depend on whether you agree or disagree with the notice. If you agree with the notice, you can either pay the bill, or if unable to pay the debt in full, you may qualify for a tax relief program, like an installment agreement. And if you prefer to pay by check, you can mail a check to the address listed on the notice. And if you only partially agree or disagree with a portion of the IRS notice, you still need to take some action to work with the IRS. You can do this replying with a letter, or in some cases just calling the IRS. But if you do not totally agree, you will need to get started explaining why. And if you disagree with the notice in its entirety, you or your representative will need to contact the IRS and explain why you disagree. Typically explaining why you disagree, including any additional proof, support, or information that clarifies your position. The IRS will expect a response, and you will need to respond in some form, or matters will get worse. And if you paid the bill before realizing that you disagreed with the notice, you can get that money back too. Again, by contacting the IRS to explain why you disagree and providing some clear documentation as to why you're asking for your money back. If this was your first letter or notice from the IRS, the above process could take care of the situation. But if you have a more complicated letter or a complicated notice and you need more help, you can contact the Jackson Hewitt Tax Debt Resolution Services to schedule a free consultation. At the end of the day, receiving a notice or letter from the IRS or state authority is a very serious matter and should be taken seriously. So take action accordingly and do not let them sit and get worse. Learn more or get more information at jacksonhewitt.com. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to get more seasonal tax tips.